All right, let's talk about the future of a place you probably visit all the time, maybe without even thinking about it, your local convenience store.
You know what I'm talking about. That quick coffee you grab on your way to work, or that snack that's an absolute lifesaver when you're on the go. These corner shops, these kiosks, the little stores at the gas station, they're just a built-in part of our daily lives. They're always there when we need them.
But for how much longer, really? Because a brand new study is showing a pretty surprising trend that, honestly, could change everything for these places we take for granted.
So, what's going on? Well, the data paints a crystal clear picture. Even though these shops are super useful, customers are basically planning a mass exodus. It looks like the era of expensive convenience might just be coming to an end.
And look, the scale of this is just staggering. We are not talking about a small dip here. 53% of German consumers, that's more than half of everyone who shops there, are planning to seriously cut back on their visits.
And the main reason? Well, it's not a huge surprise, is it? It's all about rising prices. A whopping 87% of people feel that things have gotten way more expensive, and that feeling is pushing them directly to cheaper places, like discounters.
So let's really break down why this is happening. It really boils down to this classic battle, right? Convenience versus cost. And at this moment, cost is winning hands down.
On the one hand, you just can't argue with their strengths. They're open late, they're in the perfect spots, that is pure convenience. But on the other hand, their biggest weakness by far is price. That's where customers are most unhappy, and it's followed really closely by the lack of deals and a pretty limited selection.
And this table just lays it all out there. It shows how intense the competition is. For their core products, the snacks, the drinks, even the coffee, convenience stores are getting squeezed from all sides. Discounters are winning on snacks and basic groceries, supermarkets are grabbing the drink sales, and bakeries are just dominating fresh food.
But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. Not at all. The study points to two really powerful growth engines that could completely turn things around for the whole industry.
So the first huge opportunity is food service. People are already buying coffee and baked goods in massive numbers. This just screams that there's a clear demand to turn these places from simple shops into go-to mini eateries for people on the move.
And here's the kicker. Well, almost everyone, 95%, has used this kind of service in the last year. Very few are regulars. So there is enormous potential here to get people coming back more often, just by improving the quality, the healthiness, and the variety of the food.
The second engine is technology. Right now, things like mobile payment are pretty common, but that's just scratching the surface. Next-level tech, like delivery services and fully automated staffless stores, they're still in their infancy in Germany, which means there's a huge untapped market waiting.
Now, to figure out where to put the money and effort, we've got to look at the customer of the future, Gen Z. Their habits and what they expect are a whole different ballgame.
This generation is just fundamentally different. For starters, only about half of them own a car. That's way below the average. And that one fact completely changes where and how they shop.
And what that means is that locations along their daily commute, places like train stations, public transport hubs, city centers, are becoming way more important for reaching them. Sure, the classic gas station is still number one for now, but the trend is obvious.
They're also digital natives, right? So they're adopting technologies like self-checkouts way faster, and they're much more open to new automated shopping experiences. For them, speed and efficiency aren't just a nice bonus, they're the bare minimum.
And for this group, what's inside the store matters so much more than what's outside. These so-called non-fuel categories, we're talking quality food, good drinks, fresh options, that is the absolute key to winning their business and their loyalty.
So, what does all of this mean for the future of that corner store? Well, the study boils it all down to a pretty clear three-part recipe for survival, and even better, for growth.
It's really a three-pronged attack. First, focus on revenue by seriously beefing up the product selection, especially with fresh food. Second, you have to drive innovation with the tech that Gen Z already expects. And third, get more efficient behind the scenes so you can be more competitive on price. Look, it's a challenging balancing act, there's absolutely no doubt about that. But for the shops that get it right, they can actually turn this huge current weakness into a real source of sustainable, long-term growth. So the next time you walk past your local corner store, ask yourself this: are you looking at a relic from the past, or are you looking at the fast, fresh, and tech-savvy restaurant of the future?